Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. I have another Monday quarterback video for you. I'm going to play this video and talk about things that are going on to better explain what's going on and talk about things that I think that are being done right and or done wrong. Here we go.
The following presentation is intended to help bring context to the facts surrounding this case. The following presentation contains a map of the location, body-worn camera video, witness cell phone video, audio of radio traffic, and photos of the scene. Some of the audio and video has been edited to protect the privacy of the victims involved and to avoid the release of information that state law prohibits the Sheriff's Office from releasing. The redactions and edits do not affect the depiction of events presented in this video. Some of the audio and visuals we are about to present may be disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. On the morning of January 3, 2023 at approximately 2:50 a.m., Kern County Sheriff's Office, Ridgecrest Substation deputies, and Ridgecrest Police Department officers were involved in an officer-involved shooting in the 300 block of Sahara Drive near La Mirage Lane in the city of Ridgecrest, California. At approximately 2:15 a.m., Ridgecrest Police Department received a call for service regarding a suicidal subject possibly armed with a gun. The following is audio of Ridgecrest Police Department dispatch.
And a suicidal subject on 911. He is armed with a gun. He says he wants to end it all.
Kern County Sheriff's Office deputies assigned to the Ridgecrest area heard reports of a suicidal subject armed with a firearm at Sahara Drive and La Mirage Lane and began driving to the area.
I believe RPD has a suicidal subject on La Mirage Street. My customer is telling me being around. The scanner says it got a firearm to his head.
The suspect, later identified as Kenneth Watkins, age 46, made a call to 911. The following is audio of that call.
911, what is the emergency? Yeah, I got like a little distress fucking thing going on with me. I'm fucked up with my head right now. I just want to fucking end it right now. I want to fucking die, alright? I do have a gun and it is loaded. I already fired my quick gun off already out here in the street. They didn't think I fucking mean business, but man, I'm just fucking done with life. I'm not coming out of this shit alive. I'm fucking done.
Hey, what kind of a gun do you have?
It's a TX4 Storm Beretta, 40 caliber. So one shot, if I shoot myself, it should do the trick.
All right, are you going to let my officer talk to you when we get there?
Dude, I'm gonna fucking die tonight. I don't fucking care what your officer says. I don't want to have to aim my fucking gun at the cops, dude. I mean, like, fuck, dude. There's no turning back now. No turning back now. Yeah, I showed him my gun.
You said the gun's in your hand?
Yeah. Facing me.
Okay. Are you able to put the gun down and step out of the vehicle?
No, I'm not stepping out of the fucking vehicle.
Ridgecrest Police Department arrived on scene at 2:20 a.m. The following is cell phone footage and audio from a witness on scene.
911, what is the emergency?
Hi, there's a force of police next door. Some guy kind of hurt himself. All I know is I heard a pop before the police got here, and my window got shot at. And now the guy's outside trying to kill himself. I got kids up in here. I guess he fired the gun before he decided to harm himself, I guess.
We don't want you to get hurt. We don't want to get hurt. Let's get through this. Can we do it?
Yeah, if I die. I want you guys to do it for me, but the only way my ass is out of here is I fucking die. That's it. I'm holding it like this. It's not coming off my body though.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to walk up to you when you're holding the damn gun. Okay? I want to talk to you without the gun.
Look,
That's
when you
what-
get it, I want to fucking die tonight.
But I don't want that for you.
Tiffany, Tiffany, I love you. Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, man.
Hey, Ken, I thought we made progress. What happened?
I want to fucking die tonight. That's what happened.
No, you don't.
Hit me right here. Right here. You guys right here. Hit me right here. Please, please.
Oh, God.
Yeah, take a deep breath and just listen. What size calibers you guys have?
Oh, God.
I'm just trying to figure out how many rounds it's going to take to kill me. 1 round per gun. At the same time, that's 5 rounds in my body. It should go pretty quick.
Ridgecrest Police Department requested assistance from Kern County Sheriff's Office.
So far, no luck on negotiation. KGSO can respond.
Kern County Sheriff's Office deputies assigned to the Ridgecrest area arrived on scene at about 2:35 a.m.
Ridge units, deputies advising La Mirage and Sahara. He currently has a firearm to his head to the front of the residence.
Subject out of the vehicle has a gun in his waistband. Trying to see if subject has a gun in his head.
Ridgecrest Police Department officers attempted to de-escalate by negotiating with the suspect for a total of approximately 30 minutes in order to reach a peaceful resolution. Despite numerous requests to put his weapon down, Watkins raised his gun and pointed it at officers. The following is footage of a department-issued body-worn camera of a deputy on scene. Please note the body-worn camera does not capture everything the deputy sees, and the deputy does not see everything the body-worn camera captures.
Man, drop the gun, man. Focus on us. Man, focus on me here, man. Man, let's do this the right way, please. Will you put it down and come talk to me? What if I come talk to you? Well, I don't want to walk up to you when you're holding the damn gun. Okay? I want to talk to you without the gun. That's what I know, but I don't want that for you. Karen!
Yes, Chief. Looks like you put one on top and got another one out of his listening.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Please put the gun down. Please put the gun down. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Control 298.
Okay, 998.
Control 1, Richard 18, start medical. Suspect is down. We have got the gun. Copy.
Kern County Sheriff's Office deputies and Ridgecrest Police Department officers rendered medical aid to Watkins. Here is a closer look at the black Beretta PX4 Storm .40 caliber pistol Watkins had in his possession. There was only one gun found in Watkins' possession. Kenneth Watkins was transported from the scene to a hospital where he died from his injuries. Kern County Sheriff's Office homicide detectives responded to the scene to assume the investigation. Deputy Jeffrey Ott and Deputy Jeffrey Portillo of the Kern County Sheriff's Office were placed on routine administrative leave pending the completion of this investigation. Officer Laura Kenny and Officer Corey Rinaldi of the Ridgecrest Police Department were placed on routine administrative leave pending the completion of this investigation. Kern County Sheriff's Office detectives investigate any use of deadly force by any member of the department. Pursuant to a memorandum of understanding with the Ridgecrest Police Department, the Kern County Sheriff's Office was also designated as the lead investigating agency for any officer-involved shootings by the members of the Ridgecrest Police Department. The investigation has been submitted to the Kern County District Attorney's Office for criminal review. On February 10, 2023, the Kern County Sheriff's Office convened a critical incident review board examining the use of force in this incident. The use of force in this incident was determined to be within department policy. On February 13, 2023, the Ridgecrest Police Department convened a critical incident review board examining the use of force in this incident. The use of force in this incident was determined to be within department policy. Anyone with information regarding this case is asked to contact the Kern County Sheriff's Office at 661-861-3110 or Secret Witness at 661-32.
Okay. So this is pretty plain and simple. This guy, he had the goal to force the police to shoot him. Doesn't get any clearer than that. When the call first came out, and it's just this guy talking to the dispatcher, at that point, I think it would be okay to have the person be forwarded to a hotline call, still have the dispatcher on the line monitoring everything that's being said, documenting everything, updating police. But forward the call to an actual hotline. You know, someone who's a little bit more trained or has a little bit more resources than talking to someone like this. And officers, instead of getting out there and showing themselves to this guy, and this guy seeing that as a cue to start his stuff, the police can instead just be in the area and be able to quickly respond if this guy starts trying to harm other people. And then leave it at that. And the only way that police should be getting involved is if he starts trying to harm other people. Now, this changes when that woman calls and says that he has fired a round through her window. That is something that the police can act on and take this guy into custody for. He has fired a round through a person's window. He has endangered other people. So this guy, he needs to go to jail for this. He needs to be caught and taken to court and prosecuted for this. Unfortunately, due to the circumstances, he wants interaction from the police because he wants the police to shoot him. So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing. So at that point, the police have to be there and kind of make themselves known at that point. Because he has endangered other people, and they now have the duty to protect these other people from this guy. If it was just him in his car, talking on the phone, saying he wants to be unalived by the police, then I would have no problem with police just kind of hanging out in the area and never going up and talking to this guy. Let some hotline person talk to him. And if the hotline fails and this guy decides to do it himself, oh well, so be it. I can't see very well what these other people have. We know this officer with the camera has a pistol. This officer has a pistol. And based off the arm positioning here of this person, it almost looks like they probably have a pistol too.
What if I come talk to you?
It almost looks like the pistol is sticking through the window of the open car door.
Well, I don't want to walk up to you and you're holding the damn gun. Okay? I want to talk to you without the gun.
So no idea if anybody had a rifle out. This guy has a gun. He has shot at people before, or has shot at least at one person, shot through a window. Anytime that there's a person armed with a deadly physical weapon, that person needs to be met with the cover of lethal force. And the best thing to be doing that with is with a long gun. Long guns are far superior to handguns. They're more accurate and their terminal ballistics are way better. It can take fewer rounds to achieve physical incapacitation with rifle than it does pistol. So they fired multiple rounds from pistol. With rifle, you can fire a lot fewer rounds and get the desired effect. So I would have liked to have seen for sure a rifle put out into play on this. And I don't know the layout of the rest of the scene right here. I don't know what's further down this street. I don't know if there's houses at the very end. But I would think a rifle at one of these vehicles right here, pointed down this way, would be the best thing. I don't think this officer here, where he is at, aiming his pistol towards this guy with this house here in the background, is the best positioning. Handguns are not very accurate, and he could conceivably miss and have his pistol rounds hit the front of this residential structure right here, go through, and potentially hit someone. So just based off what I can see, I think the angles of having your designated shooters, your designated marksmen, would be right here in this vehicle right here. Their angle of fire being going down the street. Now, for all I know, there could be a house at the end of the street. It could be like a cul-de-sac or something. I have no idea. But just based off what I can see, I think that would be a better makeup. Could there have been other things that they could have done to resolve this? Potentially. So there was at one point, he had the gun sitting on top of the car.
AM.
Bridge units, RPD's advising law.
Will you get it? I want to bears I fucking die. That's it.
He fired the gun before he
Well, I'm not really sure which
Raj and
one.
Sahara.
Area arrived on.
Leave me right here.
I don't want that for you. See when you're holding the damn gun.
Wait, my.
I get hurt.
I got kids up here. I guess he fired the gun before.
Well, I don't know where it was at on here, but there was at one point
All right, are you going to let my officer talk to you?
where he had, it looked like the pistol on the roof of the car,
I guess.
and then he got that pistol off the roof of the car and put it to his head. Here's the point right here. So this would have been a perfect opportunity if they had some other stuff to do something with him. They could have, if they had a pepper ball gun, they could have just started lighting him up with a pepper ball gun. Continuous stream of pepper balls being fired at him, driving him hopefully away from this vehicle. Deploying 40 millimeter launchers if they have them, 12 gauge launchers if they have them, or even releasing a dog could have been an option. I don't think that the dog being released would be the greatest option because he could so quickly grab the gun. But I definitely think that a pepper ball gun or two pepper ball guns could have been used to potentially prevent him from reaching back to the roof of this car and grabbing that gun. One pepper ball gun open up, just a continuous stream of just automatic fire from that thing, just lighting his ass up. And then when that hopper goes dry, the second pepper ball gun opens up and starts delivering a continuous stream. If he began to wince and react and recoil from those impacts and begin to turn and face his body away or step further away as people are firing pepper ball at him, I think an arrest team could have went forward with tasers out and of course having lethal cover with a rifle out, get close enough to him to potentially deploy tasers into him or deploy other less lethals into him, etc. But that's assuming if they would have had that equipment. They may not have had that equipment. Not all agencies get to have that stuff. But that could have been a possibility of being able to try that. Would it have worked? Maybe not. He may have been able to fight through the pain of those paper balls hitting him, grab the gun, and start shooting at them to force them to shoot him. He was a little bit out of range of even a extended cartridge for a taser being used on him. From the layout, got a better angle here. There does not appear to be a way for anyone to approach from the side over here. It looks like a fence covers the space in between these houses right here. Was there a space on this side over here? I don't know. Possibly. He's talking to someone over here. He calls to some girl named Tiffany. There's a possibility there could have been an opening or something over here where someone could have gotten to get a little bit closer and maybe try an extended range cartridge on the guy, but I don't think that would be very viable because he's, again, from this point here, and then you think about this is the sidewalk right here. That's a pretty long distance. He's probably right at the edge of a cartridge like that being viable. So not a whole lot of options from the less lethal standpoint to be able to use. Like I said, the only thing I could think of that could potentially be useful would be a pepper ball gun and just laying down a continuous stream of pepper ball fire to kind of knock him backwards a little bit away from the car and make him turn to face away from the pain that would be coming to him. He, throughout this entire interaction of them trying to de-escalate and negotiate with him, this guy built up the mental courage to do the thing. So this whole time they're talking to him, he is probably playing these things through his head. He's probably playing a mental reel through his head where he is envisioning how he's going to do this, what's going to happen to him. Maybe he's thinking about the pain and everything of it. But I think that as time went on, he thought about it, he kept replaying it in his head, and then finally got the strength to do it. At first, he was not that mentally strong and convicted in doing the thing. He could have very easily, as soon as the first officer got there, got out and pulled that gun up. He could have ended himself a lot sooner. But he just didn't have the mental courage to do it. This long, drawn-out talking got him to the point where he was strong enough mentally to do it. So de-escalation with verbals only does not always work. And in fact, if you go too long with trying to use verbals only, it can backfire. It can cause things to escalate. Trying to stay with verbal de-escalation only can cause things to physically escalate. So the proper way to de-escalate this scenario is to use force against this guy. I think if they had used enough painful force on this guy quickly, then I think that there was a good chance they could have taken him into custody and prevented him from dying. Let me back this up. So he takes his little shooting stance. You can hear him in the background as he starts to raise this gun. Right before he gets shot, you can hear some noises coming from him.
Don't do it. Please put the gun down. Please put the gun down. Don't do it. Don't do it. Down. Don't do it. Don't do it. Please put the gun down. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You hear him going, He is anticipating them shooting at him. Sad. That is fucking sad. It really is. For this person to be in that mindset where they think that the best thing for them is to die. this is probably not something that he just thought of that day. It's likely something that he's been thinking about. Maybe for days, maybe for weeks, maybe for months. Maybe he's been thinking about it for a couple of years. A lot of people, when they get in that headspace, they have been in that headspace for some time. So that mental anguish, that mental torture that they've gone through, thinking so negatively and less about themselves, and thinking how things would be so much better if they were gone. Like I said, that's sad. But my sympathy ends there. When they force other good people to do the job for them. These officers did not want to do this. This was the last thing they wanted. They wanted to be able to complete their shift, go home, and repeat the next day. Clock in, clock out. They don't want critical crap like this happening. This could affect them mentally for the rest of their lives. They could mentally beat themselves up. What could I have done different? What could I have done better? This was my fault. I didn't do a good enough job. I didn't talk to him good enough. I didn't try to do this. I didn't try to do that. They could beat themselves up mentally for years to come over this. It's not fair. It's not right to force people into that. So that's where my sympathy ends for people like this. Like, why can't you go down to your neighborhood where gangbangers are and do something down there to cause them to shoot you? Motherfuckers in those neighborhoods like shooting people. Surely there is a bad part of town he could have went to where there's been murders and got out and tried some stupid shit and forced one of them to do it.
Do it! Don't do it! Don't do it!
I would imagine that maybe some people would complain about how many times they fired. I don't really see a big issue with how many times they fired. We have the luxury of hitting replay multiple times and seeing things. In the moment, you don't have that. So when he falls, the gun falls, and he appears to go towards where the gun went. So they could have perceived him as trying to pick the gun back up.
Don't do it!
You also shoot to stop the threat. They were stopping him. You know, anything worth shooting once is worth shooting twice. So I really have no problem with the amount of rounds that they fired. Some people would say, oh, he was already down on the ground. They continued to fire. That was wrong with him. They tried to murder him. Blah, 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 blah. No, if they were wanting to murder him, if they were trigger happy, they would have done this a lot sooner. They would have done it at the very beginning of this. The fact they went half an hour or more talking to this guy proves they were not trigger happy. proves they were not out to just want to kill someone. Not much else to say about this video. If you like what you hear and see, go ahead and give me a like and a share. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more Monday quarterback videos. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching.